Hi everybody, welcome to the special anniversary version of Art Chats here on Instagram. We're celebrating 1 year today, and I wanted to talk to you about some of the things I've learned over the last 12 months about life, creativity, and about myself. So in case you're listening or watching for the first time, let me introduce myself. I'm an artist based in Central Florida. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. My Instagram just closed, so hopefully I'm still alive. Let me introduce myself. I'm Emily Gillespie, and I'm an artist based here in Central Florida, where I live with my husband, our teenage son, and our 17-year-old dachshund named Jack. He's around here somewhere. It's dinner time, so he thinks it's dinner time, so he's hovering. I work outside the home full time, and I don't get to spend as much time as I'd like doing creative things, but it's something I'm passionate about, so I've made an intentional choice to include that in my life. But believe it or not, there were decades in my life when I didn't create anything. Way back when, in elementary school, my art teacher told me I wasn't good at art. She said this in response to a project that I had worked really hard on and enjoyed. At the time, since I was only 8, I thought she knew what she was talking about. She was an authority figure, so I believed her. And after that, I spent many, many years avoiding any kind of activities that I thought were creative or artistic. It took me until I was married with a young child at home to reconnect with my creative side and to learn that that artistic ability is not measured by how well you can draw something, or how fast, or how representational. I realized how much joy being a maker brings to my life, and I've never looked back. So that was in 2012. Now, after over a decade of making art as a hobby and developing my own skills, and now developing a business to sell my own work, I recognize how important it is to provide encouragement to others, to cheer them on, and help them reconnect with the things that bring them creative joy. The reason I know that is because I spent half my life missing out on it. So, 1 year ago, I was sitting in my car at my son's baseball practice. The facility was 45 minutes from home, so there was no point in going home for 20 minutes just to turn around to have to get back in the car and go back and get him again. The best option was just to hang out in the car for 2 hours. Now, I'd been thinking about going live on Instagram for maybe a year or maybe even 18 months, but I was always too intimidated. I had no idea what I would talk about, and I didn't really think anyone would listen to what I had to say. But on that particular night, for some reason, I decided to just go for it. So I did. I was sitting there in my car in the baseball parking lot, and it wasn't ideal. I was scared out of my mind with stage fright, but I did it, and it was okay. So I did it again the next week, and again the week after. And then it kind of became a thing. And I gave it a name, Art Chats. I picked that because I couldn't think of anything better, but over time, I think I've grown into that name. I've stretched myself and grown so much over the last year since I started doing this. So let's talk about some of those things. There's five things I want to share with you. Number 1, just begin. I saw a quote on Threads earlier this morning that really resonated with me. Someone was talking about the things that they have learned in their creative career, and one of the items on their list was this: you can't steer a parked car. So if you're considering a lot of things, this is their quote. So if you're considering a lot of things, wondering if you should just go this way or feel like you need to learn something before you start, I say just pick something. Value comes from taking steps toward a path. And in this instance, with Art Chats, It took me a really long time to get started. It took a lot of effort and discipline and self-motivation, but the growth and reward that I've experienced has been beyond what I would have ever imagined a year ago. Number 2, you are your own worst critic. Nobody else is judging you the way you're judging yourself. And I think maybe this is something that comes with age or confidence, but this is another thing that took me a long time to learn. But I spent so much time wasted and hesitating and waiting because I thought people were going to put judgment on me and assume things like based upon how I presented myself in these art chats, or my style of creativity, or my lack of experience, my perceived lack of experience. But no one else is really thinking about you that way. They're thinking about themselves that way. They're thinking you're thinking about them that way. But all those doubts and fears you have in your own head, they're just that. They're in your own head. So just keep that in mind, and kind of, this brings us actually to my number 3, let go and have fun. It's good to be prepared, but if you know, if you're relying like on a very strict step-by-step plan, or like in these chats, when I first started, I was completely winging it, and that went okay, but I kind of wanted it to be a little more polished than that. So I started writing out actual scripts, and if you've seen some of the earlier ones, you might have noticed this, but I would have a script, and I'd have it sitting right here in front of me, and I would spend most of my time looking down at my notes and reading word for word. And that's fine, but that's not the presentation I wanted. I much prefer, to connect with you guys like this. Just have fun. You don't need to get so wrapped up in all the minute details that you forget about what you're doing and why. So if you are trying to do something in a very controlled way, with a lot of precision and steps and organization and control and planning, that's just not how life works. You're just kind of asking for things to go awry. And that doesn't mean that they'll go bad, but things are never going to go according exactly to what your plan is. So know your plan, know the direction you want to head, know what you're doing, your material, your subject, but just have fun and take a step back, allow yourself to let go and be spontaneous. Trust yourself that you know what you're doing. Number 4, take a risk. You never know what might happen. You could stay put and be safe in one position for years and years and never grow or change, or you could step out into the unknown and have all kinds of beautiful results that you could never have anticipated. Number 5, and this is maybe most important, but do your own thing. Don't worry so much about what other people around you are doing. And this is definitely something I struggled with in the beginning. People would get on and do lives of themselves making art, or, they would have a podcast. But this is maybe a little different. I haven't seen anyone else doing this kind of thing in this format. So it took me a while to convince myself that just because no one else is doing it doesn't mean it's wrong. It's the wrong way to do things. It's kind of like any kind of social media or Pinterest. If you are so concerned with looking at how other people are decorating their home, or what the current trends are, or what so-and-so designer did, or famous artist, or whatever, fill in the blank, it doesn't matter. You need to be aware of those things and how much you're letting them in to influence what you're putting out. Because what you're putting out should be authentically you. It should reflect your own voice. And if you allow too much external input in, your voice is going to get it's going to get drowned out after a while. You're going to lose what you actually have special and unique about you. So you can look at what other people are doing and stay aware of that. But also stay true to what's authentic for you, because that is what is going to set you apart from the crowd. That's what makes you special, and that's why people are going to come to you for your art, for your voice, for your creativity. Those are just a couple things that I've learned over the last the last year. I think, today is the actual Art Chat anniversary, but there were a couple, maybe Tuesdays that fell on a holiday that I didn't do a chat. And now, since the first of this year, I've only been doing every other week, not every single week. So I think I'm maybe somewhere in the mid-40s. So this is maybe episode 40-ish something. I haven't counted. So that is that. And now I think we're going to get to the fun part for some of you, maybe, is a giveaway. So I have, where did they just go? Here. I have a couple pieces here that I have been getting ready for my next collection to come out. They are right now just on paper. I haven't mounted them yet. You may have seen some of them on Instagram, but they are these. They're just on paper. They're abstract pieces, mixed media. And my plan is to either mount them on a board or get them framed. I haven't really decided yet. But for the giveaway, I'm gonna let you choose from one of these pieces. There's 10 of them. And I can't really show them all to you very well right now, but I'll send pictures later, maybe tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to let you pick one of those before the collection goes live on my website. So to enter, I just want you guys to leave a comment with your answer to this question. And that is, what past Art Chat subject has resonated with you most and why? So leave a comment here while we're live, and just for the legal terms and conditions stuff. Instagram is not sponsoring or endorsing this. You have to be in the continental United States. This is only during this live broadcast. What past Art Chat subject has resonated with you most and why? I'll give you guys a second to maybe think about that, submit your answers. But I would love to I'd love to hear your thoughts, what you have to say, what has helped you, what you want to hear more of in the future. And I just also want to say thank you guys for tuning in tonight and throughout the whole past year. You have provided so much encouragement for me. The people who tune in regularly to watch, the names I see all the time, the ones who watch later and message me about how much they're learning, how much the lesson or the subject for that week, resonated with them, how they look forward to these chats. That all means a lot to me. I would have never thought I'd be here a year ago, but all this is because of you, and I would not have kept going after the first episode or so if I was doing it all on my own. So if you guys want to get notified of future episodes, you can follow me here on Instagram or subscribe to my newsletter. You can go to emilyjaleski.com/follow to sign up. And I will see you back here next time. Have a great week, guys. Bye.